So come to page number, this one, page number 5, the answers. Underline the phrases in the sentences. A1, number 1, the garden was full of red roses. I expect you to take the pencil in your hand and just check whether your answers are matching with mine or not. So the first one, the garden was full of red roses. According to me, the answer is full of red roses. Full of red roses. This is my answer. Number 2, she is always in a hurry. In a hurry. In a hurry. Underline it if you have not done. Number 3, this water is not fit for drinking. Here the phrase is fit for drinking. Number 4, in spite of starting late, we reached in time. According to me, here the answer is in spite of starting late. In spite of starting late. Now children, do you want me to repeat any answer? If yes, then type the number. Tanaz, only I have English honeycomb and an alien handbook. The grammar book is not having with me. Horrible. It must be I am not having the grammar book right now with me. So what you will do, I don't know. Just try to collect it as soon as possible. If you are having any student of our school who is now in class 8 and living near around your area, for the time being, until and unless you are getting the new book, you can borrow that book from him or her. Okay. Number 3, who has asked for? Kinjal. Number 3, fit for drinking. Fit for drinking. Okay. Then come to A2. Tick the group of words that are sentences. Number 1, will not be. Definitely it is not a sentence. Number 2, I am very glad that you came. It is obviously a sentence. Give a tick mark. Number 3, how long have you been staying here? This is also a sentence. Give a tick mark. Okay, well done Tanaz. Just for the time being, you practice from that book only. Number 4, what a beautiful dress. This is also one exclamatory sentence. Generally in exclamatory sentences like this, you will find that the verb is not present there. What a beautiful dress. But this is the example of exclamatory sentence only. Though the verb is not present here, but still then this is a sentence and it is one exclamatory sentence. It is an exclamatory sentence. So give a tick mark here. Number 5, no one has gone. Now here we can find the subject is present, the verb is present, the predicate part is also there, and it is having a complete sense even. But 2 things are missing. The first one is that it is not starting with a capital letter and it is not ending with any punctuation mark. Apart from these 2 things, the rest part it is okay. Sorry. Now here in the question it is written that tick the group of words that are sentences. According to me, this one is sentence. Though it is not having that means it is not fulfilling these 2 criteria, that it is not starting with a capital letter and it is not getting completed with one punctuation mark, but still then it is having or fulfilling the rest of the criteria. So according to me, this is the sentence. Might be it has been given in such a manner so that we can feel somewhat confused. That's why it has, might be it has been given, that I don't know. Now children, kindly don't disturb the class. Abir, just keep your microphone in mute mode. I have said it repeatedly that while the class is going on, when I am explaining something, kindly don't disturb. If I just lose my concentration, I may say something wrong, I may teach something wrong, which will not be beneficial both for you and for me. So kindly don't disturb the class. Put your microphone in mute mode, Abid Ghosh. So many children, they are complaining. So number 6, It is a probability. It is also just like number 5. It is having the subject, it is having predicate, it is having a finite verb. Only two things are missing. One, it is not starting with capital letter and it is not getting completed with a full stop. Again, I have just thought like this, that it has been given in such manner so that we feel quite confused, but it is a sentence. It is also a sentence. So give a tick mark here. Number 7, India's victory. It is not a sentence. Number 8, I enjoyed every moment of the game. It is a sentence. Number 9, please ask her to come inside. It is also a sentence. Number 10, he has gone to school. This is also a sentence. So children, if you want me to repeat any answer from here, say it right now. When I will come to the next part, kindly at that time don't say, sir, repeat this, repeat that. If you are having any query, doubt, anything, you can ask me right now. Who is this one? Moina. You just say me which number. Moinak, you say me which number you want me to repeat. Deeptok has said number E. E. Where is E? That means 5. According to me, it is a sentence. According to me, it is a sentence, even if it is not following two features of a sentence, that it is not starting with a capital letter and it is not getting completed with a full stop. Moinak, 7 and 8. 7, India's victory. Can you find a subject over here? Can you find a finite verb over here? Can you find full sense over here? If all these things are present, it is sentence, and if these things are missing, then it is not a sentence. And number 8, I enjoyed every moment of the game. What you feel? It is not complete in its sense, or it is not following the different criteria of being a sentence. Obviously, number 8 is a sentence. I enjoy every moment of the game. So children, I am coming to the next page then. Page number 6. Turn over the page. So day before yesterday we have already seen the parts of a sentence, so we will come directly today this part. The subject of a sentence usually comes before a predicate, but there are exceptions. So in most of the sentences we will find that the subject is at the beginning of the sentence, or it is just before the finite verb. But there are certain exceptions, there are certain cases where we will find that the subject is either in the middle or at the end. Let's see. At times, for the sake of emphasis, the order is altered. At one corner of the room sat the princess. So here, at one corner of the room sat, this one is predicate. The princess, it is subject. Number B, in the jungle lived a lion. In the jungle lived, this one is predicate. A lion, it is subject. In imperative sentences, the subject is not mentioned but implied. Go there, it means you go there. Have 2 capsules daily, it means you have 2 capsules daily. So here the subject is you and it is implied. We have to understand it. In interrogative sentences, the subject and the predicate are placed in the following order. What are the orders? What are you doing here? What are, this is predicate, you is subject, doing is predicate. Have you been to the market? Have is predicate, you is subject, been to the market is predicate. In exclamatory sentences, the word order is as follows. How beautiful she is. How beautiful is predicate, she is subject, is predicate. Number B, what a good boy John is. What a good boy, this one is predicate, John is subject and is predicate. To find the subject and the predicate in exclamatory and interrogative sentences, we change these sentences into statements. So from interrogative or from exclamatory, we can change these sentences into assertive sentences, because there we can easily pick out the subject and the predicate part. What are you doing? If we change it, this interrogative into assertive, it will become you are doing what? So at the end of the sentence, the what is present and it is just giving some sort of irritation while we are saying this sentence or uttering this sentence, but still then we have to keep it there. So it is now easier for us to identify the subject, which is you, and the predicate is are doing what. Then next one, have you gone to the market? You have gone to the market. So you is subject and have gone to the market is the predicate. For exclamatory sentences, how beautiful she is. She is within bracket, how beautiful. She is the subject and the other was from the predicate. What a good boy John is. John is within bracket what? A good boy. John is the subject and the other was from the predicate. So read the following sentences and identify the subject and the predicate. This is your homework. You will complete this at home. You can complete it either in your classwork copy or in your book, wherever you feel quite easy. And if you are doing the work in the book, you have to circle the subject and you have to underline the predicate. And the answers we will discuss in our next class. Today we will recapitulate another part, that is kinds of sentences. Because these kinds of sentences, I hope that from class 3 onwards you are studying, and definitely in class 6 I have taught you. Even in class 4 I have taken your class and I have taught. If not in all the sections, but at least in section Oak I used to take class. So kinds of sentences. First one is assertive or declarative. Second is imperative, exclamatory and interrogative. These are the 4 different kinds of sentences. What is assertive or declarative sentence? It is also known as statement. Sentences that state or declare something are called assertive or declarative sentences, which give us some sort of information, which states something. It does not ask anything, it does not show any excitement, it does not advise, it does not order or request. It informs, it states something. So let's see what are the criteria what are the different criteria of this assertive or declarative sentence. It says or states something. This criterion already we have seen. Next one, can be affirmative or negative. Is always followed by a full stop. So all the assertive or declarative sentences, they must get completed with a full stop. These sentences convey a fact or make a statement. He felt sad for his friend. This one is affirmative because here we cannot find the presence of the words like no, not, never. Number B, he did not argue with her. Here not is present. So it is negative sentence. So assertive sentences are of 2 kinds, affirmative or positive and negative. In the given example, sentence A is affirmative since it is making a positive statement, while sentence B is negative since it is making a negative statement. Assertive sentences are of 2 kinds. Structure of a negative sentence. The boy has reached school. This is affirmative. The boy has not reached school. This is negative. The lion is sleeping. This one is affirmative. The lion is not sleeping. This one is negative. The word not is added to the affirmative sentence to make it negative. The position of not depends on the verb, whether it is auxiliary, be, have, and so on. So children, today up to this much, and if you are having any query, doubt, anything, you just feel free to ask. If you are having any query or doubt, you will ask me, and you will also complete this exercise number C. So remember exercise number B and C, these 2, your homework, and you will complete. If you want, you can complete them in your copy also. And we will discuss the answers in our next class. Sir, no doubt, sir, no doubt. No doubt, sir. Okay, no doubt, then it's quite good. Wait, Tanaz, still I have not asked. Wait, I will not take this attendance right now. When I will ask, at that time only you will just give your attendance. So children, in our next class, we will switch over to these imperative sentences. So just let me stop this recording. I will take your attendance now.